I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Cory M. Coons. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Angel?
I am excellent, my friend. It's been a great day. It's Monday in my time zone, and it's almost over, which means hopefully I get to see Tuesday.
Awesome.
What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Eastern Ontario, Canada, so just south of the capital of Canada, Ottawa, Ontario. So
All
not
right,
to, yeah.
all right. Is it
I'm.
getting
Oh,
cold now?
it's cooling down somewhat. We're still getting some really nice fall weather. It's been really nice, but the leaves are falling. They're slowly disappearing.
It's beautiful right now, isn't it?
It is nice. Yeah, had a bit of a rainy day today, but it's been a pretty good fall so far.
Well, Cory, do tell me which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
Well, I'm a singer-songwriter, musician. I like to also teach guitar, and I think those are pretty much my professions at this current time.
Who did you learn the musical ear from?
Well, it's hard to say exactly, but I know that my mom, when she was younger, she played a bit of the organ. My dad kind of always sang and hummed some tunes around the house. He liked the old big band stuff like Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra and all those big band sort of artists. So I'm not sure if I got it from the two of them together or maybe slowly developed on my own as I got older.
That's intriguing. So tell us about your music. What inspires what you write? I mean, what did I get to listen to? I got to listen to Long Road. Something about dead men.
Long Road, Dead Man's Dream. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me. I mean, the definitely the music is grand in terms of the composition. I love guitars. I play the guitar as well, and not as well as you do. Tell me, where does the inspiration come for what you've done?
Well, I'm inspired by many different things. A lot of the time, I think I like to tell a good story in my songs. I think if you can hit home with people with a good story and resonate with them, I think that's important as a songwriter and as an artist. I'm also inspired by emotional stuff in some songs. I have some personal songs that are dedicated to some family members. I have a personal song dedicated to my mom and dad who have since passed on, both of them, and I miss them a lot. It was just kind of an anniversary a couple of days ago on their passing, sort of thing. They both passed away 10 years apart on the same day on October the 13th. So it was kind of a
Oh,
sort of an anniversary in that regard. But I love and miss them very much. And so I do write personal songs, and that's one of them. And then I've also got a more positive song that I wrote about my 4.5-year-old daughter. We gave it to her on her second birthday, and she's now 4.5. So that was a song called Eyes of Blue. And so there's some personal stuff that I write about as well. But like I said, for the most part, I like sort of telling stories and touching home with people in some way.
now where's the best place for people to connect with your music?
Well, you can go to my website at www.corymcoons.com, and all the links are available there. You have iTunes, CD Baby, YouTube, Spotify, all the digital type of partners where you can download or stream the music, or you can also order a real physical copy if you'd like from my website as well, and I can mail you one out, no problem.
There we go. Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
One other thing, I guess just writing, performing, and creating music. That's been consistent in my life, and spending time with my family, like I said, my wife and my 4-year-old daughter. That's been a consistent thing for me, and really, really important to have that balance.
How does it make you feel that you're maintaining that balance?
Good. I think it's important to find that balance. You have to definitely make time for family and the important things in your life, and then there's passions as well, like music for me. So to find that balance is pretty important.
Why would you suggest other people maintain that balance in their life?
How would they maintain it?
Actually, why would you suggest they maintain it?
Well, I think if you're too deep in one thing as far as your career, I think you can sometimes let other things in your life suffer. So, I mean, a career is very important. Obviously, you need to make a living and stuff. And but when it comes along with passion and stuff, I think there's a fine line sometimes where you've got to draw that line with being able to spend the time with important people in your life as well. So, surrounding yourself with all of the right people in both your family and your career is a good thing. So.
There we go. Well, amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live from Cory M. Coons. You can check him out at corymcoons.com. Cory, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Cory, what is it? Cory was like, oh, Cory, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Earliest childhood memory? Well, I can recall we live in a farmhouse right now that was my grandparents' originally on my mother's side, and it's just up the road from where we used to live in an old house. It was actually a mobile home back in the day, and my dad had built on several additions to it. And I can remember growing up down the road there and, you know, being close with my mom and dad, and then my sister as well. I have my sister Shelley, who was about 6 years younger than myself. So I have some fond memories of my family and spending time just down the road from where I live now. So I haven't gone very far in my life, although I've lived in different places. So I think maybe traveling out west to the coast of Canada. Like I remember at 4 years old taking a car trip with my mom and dad and traveling all the way out to BC. So that was kind of a memory that I don't have a lot of memories about it, but I do remember some things.
Why do you think those memories are so clear?
Maybe because of the traveling part of it, and then we have relatives that live in British Columbia as well, and we've stayed in touch since my parents passed away. I have an aunt and uncle and 3 cousins that live out there, and we've been out there, my wife and I, actually in the last few years as well, a couple different times to visit them, and they've been down here. Obviously, they try to make it down here quite a bit, once or twice a year if they can. And my uncle's getting on in age, and their health is, you know, not as good as it once was, but I think it's great to stay in touch with them.
How do you see these memories connecting to who you are today?
Well, I think it's all important as far as being yourself. You know, I think I've always kind of tried to be honest with my family and my friends, and that's a big part of who I am today. And my parents always tried to steer me in that direction, and they were a big part of my life, you know, and saying be true to what you want to do and be true to yourself and treat others the way you'd like to be treated. So
Pretty amazing how you've maintained balance in the midst of it all and kept focus on family. Pretty amazing.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I mean, it's been a lifelong journey, I think, for myself. You know, I started learning music at about 13 years old, and I'm in sort of my mid-40s here now. So it's been a long journey, but it's been a really good one, and lots of good things and ups and downs and challenges all along the way.
Love it. You know, I love to connect dots to things, which I'm fascinated by the way it's Cory M. Coons, and the M seems to be balancing the Cory and the Coons, right? And then, you know, just like, you know, you said your mother passed like 10 years on the same day of your father. And again, the balance. I have no idea why it's happening like that, but it's really amazing to see how balance seems to be something that's reflected all around you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and to more elaborate on that, the middle initial M is actually stands for my dad's name, which was Mervyn.
Wow. So
kept that in my name, obviously, and then my logo and stuff and everything I do. And so yeah, they were both huge part of my life.
Definitely. The thread of balance. I love it. All right, Cory, if we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Oh my goodness, 12 years old, almost a teenager. I would have to think at that point I was probably into Duran Duran. Listening to like pop music. I know a little earlier than that, I got listening to stuff like, the Beach Boys were a very young influence on me growing my preteen years, and then old country music through my mom. That was an influence way back in the day as well. But I would have to think right along that time period would probably be the pop rock sort of music that came in the 80s. Something like Duran Duran, just before I got into my sort of heavier rock days.
What song from Duran Duran?
The first one I would have heard would have been Hungry Like the Wolf, and then Please Please Tell Me Now was another one, I think. And actually one of the biggest albums that influenced me from them would have been the third one they did, Seven and the Ragged Tiger.
And there we go. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Cory?
Sure.
Cory, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I think it would have to be likely my daughter Charlie, who's very musical already. She's singing and harmonizing with lots of songs and playing the drums a little bit and the keyboard, plunking around on that a little bit. So
you said you're married. You said you have one daughter. Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do, yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
An inner circle? Yeah, I think I do, pretty much. Yeah, there's a few select friends that are my inner circle.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Not generally more than 3 hours, I don't think, no.
How about 3 hours a week?
Oh, yeah, probably 3 hours a week for sure.
And what about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, it would be less than 8 hours a day.
All right. If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Cory M. Coons, what would you say that is?
Well, probably something like "Don't Let Your Music Die Alone" and "Unsung." That's a sort of a line from one of my songs, from a song called 7 Year Itch, and it kind of came from Dr. Wayne Dyer, and it was sort of expanded on "Don't Let Your Music Die Inside of You." So I kind of added to that and made it "Don't Let Your Music Die Alone" and "Unsung," and not get out there to people, to the world.
I love it. Cory, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just thank you so much. Thanks for listening. Thank you for having me on the show here. And check out my music anytime you would like at my website. And send me an email or send me a Facebook message. I'm on Facebook and Twitter. And I love to hear comments from people. And all the best. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Cory M. Coons. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you, Angel.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.